Yo, what's happening, guys? Welcome to another exciting episode of BMF Combat Talk Show. Yes, guys, I'm back. Man, I've been wanting to shoot for a minute, but it's like, what am I going to shoot about? What am I going to shoot about? I've said everything that I need to say about this fight. I've given the prediction that I need to give about this fight. And what am I talking about? UFC 281 Adesanya versus Alex Pereira. Finally happened. So, I'm going to put up my predictions, okay? So you guys can see what my actual predictions were for the fight, okay? So, and let's see how many of these fights I got right. So I didn't do the prelims, okay? But as you guys can see, I did do, the ESPN prelims, because that one we actually get to watch. The other ones we don't get to watch. So I chose Petroski to win. Ding, 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 ding. Blanchfield to win, guys. I just knew it. As good as McCain is, and you know, it just felt like, you know what, when they hit the ground, I just felt like something was gonna happen. I just knew it, and everyone was like, nah, but McCain. I think it's just the hype, man. People were just going with the hype, and they put a lot of pressure on the poor girl. And yo, man, damn, baby girl made it look easy. Now, Spain versus Reyes. When I was having this discussion with everybody else, I actually said Reyes was going to lose. You know, Reyes is going to lose. And I'm actually beginning to think, when I make my predictions, I should actually put the predictions which you could use to bet, not my biased one. Because sometimes when I make predictions, I have these biased predictions where I'm like, actually, I really wish this fighter would win. So I end up choosing that fighter instead of the other one. But I had a feeling this was going to, I thought it was going to be into the third round where it was going to get a bit messy for him. I didn't expect it to go that way, man. I mean, that knockout was nasty, you know. Reyes literally did not stand a chance at all. I'm trying to see if I've got the video here. I should have had it, but I don't. But anyways, guys, you can check it out on the internet. The video is there. Ooh, it was nasty. It was nasty. Unfortunately, I don't have the video. I should have had it for you guys. But yeah, I don't have it. Okay, so Reyes ends up losing, so we got that one wrong. And then Moicano versus Redo. Guys, Moicano is just on a different level, man. Bro took a fight on a short notice, and you know, he stood his ground. He's back. I think this kid wants to hit the top. He wants it. He's hungry. And I think Dana shouldn't put him on the sideline for too long. Bring him back on board and let him show his thing. Dan Hooker, man, you know what, now? Puelles started embarrassing himself, you know. I think he's put his contract at risk with Dana White. For a main card opener, Dan Hooker did extremely well fighting those knee locks, knee bars, and everything else. But this is not a jiu-jitsu fight, you know. Dana doesn't appreciate those kind of performances. So I think Puelles might be in danger. His contract might be in danger. I really was looking forward to Dan Hooker obviously taking this. I just feel like bro needs to get back into the winners column, man. Edgar, man, last fight versus Gutierrez. Guys, as much I really wanted the guy to win, but on this one year, it was so obvious. I felt like it was so obvious that I had to shift this way. I'm going to see if I can edit it into the video. I was talking to my cousin as the fight was about to happen, and I literally said to him, I bet you this fight doesn't finish in the first round. Like, it's going to end in the first round. And it happened, and he was like, damn, dude, I'm going to take a screenshot of that conversation and post it. And then Poirier versus Chandler. Guys, after what Chandler did in that first round and still coming back into the second, I was so convinced that Chandler had the power to put Poirier down. I was so convinced. But yeah, I guess Poirier knew that the gas tank would have played a big game, and Poirier got a chin on him, you know. And like Poirier said, you know, Chandler wasn't punching straight. He throws a lot of wild hooks, so most of them were hitting in the gloves. They weren't really solid shots. And Poirier takes the win, man. Honestly, this one was also one of those biased choices where I really wanted Chandler to win just because Poirier has already fought the top guys. And it's like, yeah, man, I just wanted to see what Chandler could have done. I feel like he's a more exciting fighter. Poirier shows up when the opponent shows up. But anyways, Esperanza versus Zhang, guys. Honestly, I didn't even think this was gonna be close. I told everybody I didn't think this was gonna be close. But you guys, you like to argue me, you know. So look at it. Yeah. See, and she's used to black wrestler, right? Why did she let go of that hand? The moment she let go of that hand, that went in, she had to tap. You know? So basically, yeah, man, Zhang beat a grappler in their own game. And I even commented, I was talking to another friend of mine about the fight, and I said to them, yo, I think the problem is not if Esperanza can take Weili down. That's not the issue, okay? The issue is, can she keep her down? And I didn't think that Esperanza was going to be able to keep Weili down. Baby girl is just strong, man. She's physically strong. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the main fight of the evening. Israel Adesanya versus Pereira. Guys, I called it. I know it's not nice to gloat, but I like the thing is people on Twitter are mean. People think I don't know what to talk about when it comes to MMA. And yo, I get ridiculed for my opinions on Twitter like crazy. Guys, if you watch my podcast, follow me on Twitter. I need backup. Seriously, it is crazy on Twitter. And I say that I just knew, like at the back of Easy's mind, he always knew that that left hand was there. You know, it was going to hit him, it was going to hit him. And he had a game plan to stay away from it, block it, and he was neutralizing it properly. He had a good game plan. When he got hurt, unfortunately, he showed it because he went into the clinch. And those clinch shots, you know, you could tell that the grappling and the constantly putting Alex down started draining him as much as Alex was tired. While I was on Twitter, I kept posting, Alex needs to let his hands go. Alex needs to let his hands go. But Alex was just stiff, you know, like he was too damn stiff. And he just wasn't letting his hand go. And I just felt like, you know what, man, if this guy can just let his hands go, if he can just let his hands go, he will catch him. He will catch him. And all right, guys, so basically, I was just checking out for the video for Alex Pereira. I thought I had the UFC one here, but it's fine. I'll pay you guys the one that I actually ended up downloading. It might even be the UFC one. So this is basically the end of the fight where Alex Pereira tags Adesanya, and they're just going boom, uppercut, connects, goes for the body, boom. There's the left hand connects, uppercut connects, that connects, and then it just keeps throwing. Now, if you see Adesanya is about to go, it follows all legal punches. My son is getting excited. Adesanya is out. But as you can see, his head is still moving. But he was out. The referee didn't want to say, look at that. Those were solid punches. There's the right hook that Pereira has been looking for the whole day. And just kept berating Adesanya. And ladies and gentlemen, Alex Pereira is the new UFC middleweight champion. Guys, this is, I called it. One thing a lot of people don't realize is these fights are usually very psychological. There's a psychological aspect of these fights. And if you start following these fighters' careers, you're going to start realizing they've got certain patterns when they walk into certain fights. You can tell if the fight is going to be boring. You can tell if they're going to be on their back foot. You can tell how they're going to, behave. And you can, from that, you can actually predict what the outcome of the fight was going to be. Easy, this fight was too big. This is the guy that beat him twice in kickboxing, and people kept talking about it and forgetting everything that he had achieved in MMA. That must have really infuriated him and frustrated him. So that had an effect in him. And you can see that Pereira said it in his interview. He said that I needed to get into his head. So he apologized to his fan that he had to talk smack because it's not who he is. But he said I needed to get into his head, and hey, look, it worked. Now we got the belt. So, and that's one of the things that a lot of mental strength is extremely important, and not allowing another fighter to get into your head is extremely important. And unfortunately, that right hook was always inside Easy's head. Easy had a game plan, and his game plan was beautiful and it was working. And he could have knocked out Alex Pereira. I think, if I'm not mistaken, in the second or third round, he could have knocked him down. But, you know, it just happens to be at the end of the round, and boom, bro got saved, you know. So, guys, on the real, I called it. I actually wanted it to happen because I feel like Easy started becoming a boring champion and a boring fighter. I needed him to be reminded. What happens in the middleweight division right now? I think the middleweight division becomes extremely wide open. At this moment right now, the middleweight division becomes wide open because if Easy takes an immediate rematch, what happens in that fight? Well, Alex now knows he needs to work his gas tank. Alex knows, Easy knows he's been beaten 3 times. That's still going to be in Easy's head. So they know which game plan Easy is going to bring, because there is no other game plan for him to bring. So Alex is probably going to force that fight to only happen 6 months from now. That means he has 6 months to work on his grappling and his ground. And I actually think he beats Easy for the second time, which is the 4th time. I don't think Easy should take this rematch, simply because I think he should take a break. And I think this rematch, this fight has actually affected Easy in a worse way. Because one, suddenly Easy's legacy became tainted because Alex Pereira had beaten him twice in kickboxing. It's like, what the hell, man? That was kickboxing. Yeah, but you had 60 plus fights here and you had 20. And it's like Easy just couldn't get away from that. So Easy needed to show that, okay, in MMA, I am GOAT. This is my house. And he failed to do that. So even if Easy comes back, takes the rematch and beats Alex in the most ridiculous way, it does not matter. The record still is going to read 3-1, and this bro beat you in kickboxing twice, came into MMA with only 4 fights, and took your title. So Easy beating Alex right now, I don't think it's the biggest fight ever the UFC that can make. That rematch isn't really the biggest. We'll be excited to watch it because we would love to see if Alex can repeat himself. That is what we are watching it for. But if Easy ends up winning, it's just going to be like, okay, cool, whatever. But now, the middleweight division now becomes extremely interesting with Alex being champion, especially if Easy doesn't take the immediate rematch. I literally believe Robert Whittaker becomes the next champion in the UFC. Because the grappling of Robert Whittaker will just be way too much for Alex Pereira. I don't see Alex catching Robert with the hook before he could take him down. Size might play a big factor, but Alex is very stiff and very strong. Yeah, man, Whittaker becomes champion. There's several fighters that, yeah, I actually think the middleweight division becomes wide open. It's the same situation you have with Colby Covington and Usman, you know, where Colby could become champion if Usman is not champion. Right now, if Usman wasn't fighting Leon a rematch and possibly not winning that rematch, if Leon remains champion, the door becomes extremely open even for idiots like Masvidal to become champions, because Leon is a beatable champion. Who said it? TJ Dillashaw. He said it recently about Sterling. Sterling is a beatable champion. And it's true. And most people were like, oh, so loser. But it's true. Like, the thing is, when you walk into that cage with an athlete, if they come prepared, they come prepared. You can see all the holes, and Sterling has plenty of holes. He feels like he doesn't hit too hard. People can claim, yeah, it's because of TJ's shoulder, blah, blah, blah. But hey, TJ should have known better. I honestly thought Sterling was going to lose, but I backed my bro up because I just wanted him to win so badly. Like I said, sometimes I bias speaks. So Pereira is a beatable champion, and there's so many guys, Paulo Costa, that can come back up in there and give him a problem. I think Khamzat beats Pereira in the first round, submits Pereira in the first. So it's very interesting to see how this plays out. If Izzy doesn't take an immediate rematch, he opens up the door for all the other guys to get an opportunity to become champion. Who should go first? I think Robert Whittaker should be the first one to get a crack at him. And yeah, man, let the Australian become champion, man. And whoever beats him afterwards, it's fine, because then he can then face Paulo Costa, while Hamzat is facing, I think, Kobe, which is in the welterweight, and he can focus on that belt. And I think that's also a very winnable belt for him. And after he wins that belt, he can come and see what's happening in the middleweight and get his second belt, man. He can do it. Well, guys, that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about. My predictions were pretty close. I'm very happy about it. And yeah, man, you guys should watch my show more, especially if you guys bet. I know what I'm talking about, man. Guys, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram. Let me know what you guys want me to talk about. Do you want me to go into details with these fights? Which angle do you want me to go into? I only like talking about the big fights, so that's why I've got this one here for you guys. I'll check you guys on the next one, man. Peace!